Tonight, we take a closer look at a case that's sparking difficult questions about truth accountability, especially when they involve young black men. The story of Kyren Lacy, a 24-year-old LSU wide receiver and NFL hopeful, who was charged in a fatal car crash last December and then found dead by suicide just months later in April. Police say that Lacy's reckless driving, passing several cars at high speed, triggered a collision that killed 78-year-old Herman Hall, a Marine veteran. But his attorney, Lacy's attorney, Matt Ory, says that the evidence for all of this tells a very different story. According to the attorney, the data is clear. We know from the data that Kyren Lacy did, in fact, pass 4 cars. There's no disputing that, end quote. He said also that he was back in his lane of travel, 92 yards behind Mr. Hall at the time of impact. He's 72 yards behind him. And he's 72 yards behind him at the time of impact. Keyword, behind the vehicles. And that's not how the story was ever painted, end quote. The new surveillance footage and crash analysis back that up, showing Lacy's green Dodge Charger, pictured here, arriving after the crash, not causing it. Here is some video.
According to the video timestamp, at 12:03 p.m. and 54 seconds, a portion of the crash can be seen as it occurs. Moments before the crash, the gold pickup truck abruptly veers out of the northbound lane into a business, while the green Charger is approaching in the same lane. Immediately after the crash occurred, the green Charger was observed on surveillance video and by witnesses traveling through the crash scene and continues north on LA 20, failing to stop.
So that was the surveillance video. The lawyer went further, citing data from other vehicles involved. One car, referred to as Vehicle 2, was reportedly tailgating the truck that struck the person who died's car, traveling nearly 50 miles per hour, just a half second behind it, and only 1.5 seconds before impact. Then there's the body cam footage. In this body cam footage, a man who was in that truck tells an officer that the other driver, the one in Vehicle 2, caused the crash. But according to the lawyer, that officer can be heard trying to redirect the witness, telling him to focus on Lacy in his written statement. Here is what happened with the body cam footage.
You said something about a green Charger. Who told you something about a green Charger?
I'm down 18 wheel right there, sir.
Okay, so you saw it?
I saw it.
What did you see happen?
He went to pass him. I say he went to pass me cars back there. He was back there around around the curve. Right?
Yeah. Which way was the Charger going? The Charger?
No, Charger going this way.
Charger's going this way. Okay.
She was coming this way.
Okay.
They was going this way also. Mr. jammed on brakes. She went to dodge Mr. And that's when she came on.
I was about to gas
hit him, on the left side. She come over and hit him. The Charger, he tore it in front of them. They slammed on brakes, and by this time, Mr. he slips through, right?
Okay.
As he slips through, she's coming. She like to ram the back of the gold truck. That's what I'm saying.
She almost hit the back of Miss.
Yeah, Mr.
Was Miss truck hit?
No. He was missed.
Okay.
So, I mean, if you're listening to what he's saying, it's very clear that that's not what happened in the video. So I don't know what that story accounted to. Despite even all of that, though, the district attorney's report ended up finding that Lacy likely did not cause the crash. But the Louisiana State Police continue to defend their investigation, even today after the video has come out showing it. Their statement reads, quote, "Mr. Lacy's reckless driving while approaching oncoming traffic led to the events of the crash," end quote. That phrase, "led to the events," is where the controversy lies. But I guess this ends up, Lacy's gone now. What happens when the evidence, though, doesn't match the story, but the story is still trying to stick anyway? Kyren didn't see that question answered. 2 days before his grand jury was set to review his case, he died by suicide after a police pursuit in Houston. His attorney says that the weight of that public judgment of being cast as guilty before he even had a chance to speak became too heavy for him. So this case isn't just about one crash or one mistake. It's about a young man who lost his life kind of over a false story. So now we're still asking, if Kyren Lacy didn't cause that crash, what does justice look like for him? And what does it say about, the police and the media that kind of helped create all of this tragedy that kind of ensued in the first place? Like, someone did give a testimony, you saw it there on the camera, but it seemed like it was rushed, especially when you already had the video about what happened. And why do you continue, now that you have the video, to act like the story still fits your narrative? I don't get it.
I think now the reason, like, it's weird because I don't even know what to say in this situation. And I'm glad you proposed that question, because I actually can't answer that question. I think that they now continue to perpetuate this story because if not, like, you have to be held accountable. Like, he's cleared, like Lacy's cleared, and also he's not here anymore, but you are. And like, we're looking at this situation, like, now there has to be an investigation on you and like the police department. And I think that if they continue down this path, then there's no need to investigate them, because like, look, we're trying to figure out what happened, but like in reality, we see it, and the investigation needs to be turned to you.
Eric, what were your thoughts when you heard about this video coming out in the Kyren Lacy situation?
Yeah, it was very unfortunate that they accused this young man of causing an accident that he clearly didn't cause, and it caused him so much stress that he took his life. That's the most unfortunate thing about it, that this guy was under so much pressure that he felt as though taking his life was better than staying trial, because he was convicted before he could even speak or have his day in court. Clearly, if he would have just held on, I don't know what that brother was going through, but I wish he would have just held on and had his day in court. He would have clearly been cleared of all wrongdoing.
Maybe
they're quick to judge us and find us guilty, but they're slowing their apologies. The state
So
of
do you
Louisiana,
think there was some racism in this case, where if he was, another race, that this would not have kind of blown up as fast as it did?
I mean, I really don't know. I mean,
because we think about, what was that guy from Philly who did the same thing? Jalen Carter. He did a similar thing, right? In the car where he was speeding and he got into an accident and someone died or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with that, so I'm
maybe.
not too sure. I know the guy that plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, Rasheed Rice. He was in a similar, like, a real bad car accident, stuff like that.
To be honest with you, I feel like with this situation, it's hard to say that it is racist, but hard to say that it's not. But like, anytime I do like research on it and I look things up, like the comments on it, it makes it very difficult to be like, okay, this is totally race related.
So it's so like a forced blame. It's like, you did it. No,
like,
you did it. No, he did it. No, he did it. Like,
and then when you look at the social media comments, and I'm not saying that social media comments like define the situation, but when you see how some of these people respond to this situation, it's like, oh, there's definitely some like racism behind that. Even after seeing this video, you're still saying that he's guilty. Then people were saying like, well, he didn't take his life because of this situation. There was another situation with a gun. And it's just like, to me, when a person takes their life, I really don't get into speculation about why they did it. Like, I don't think that that's important. At the end of the day, like, this case was happening regardless of any other situation that he may have been dealing with. This happened, and this is going to weigh heavy on you. Like, it doesn't matter who you are, innocent, guilty or not, this is going to weigh heavy on you being accused of something like this. So when I see some of those comments, I'm just like, yeah, maybe this situation is not racist, but you definitely are.